Welcome to Climb a Mountain, an indie author's journey podcast diary. Follow Riley each week as he charts the progress of his indie author business. What are his plans? What will he try next? How are his book sales going? What can you learn from his experience? This is the Climb a Mountain podcast diary, and here is your host, Riley Morrison.
Greetings, everyone. It's 3:30 in the morning at the moment. I've had to get up early to get stuff done. It's been a bit of a hard week. But as Jim Cockrell on the Sell More Book Show says, what's your pain point? Getting up at 3 a.m. is pretty difficult, especially when I go straight into making a video, because I probably look tired as hell. But what's your pain point sort of thing. So I had to get up early to get the video made and to hopefully get some book stuff done. My son's had a chest infection, so it's been a bit of a rough week. And today's stay-at-home dad Friday, where I stay home from work and look after my son. So again, I won't be getting much done. So I'm also trying to be quiet, so sitting close to the camera and the microphone to keep my voice down so I don't wake him up. He's been coughing a lot. So yeah, he's not sleeping overly well. First, the good news, Raid Slayer is 98% done. I know I said I wanted to be finished, but yeah, the book ended up quite a bit longer than I thought. It's about 67,000 words long, roughly, maybe a bit longer by the time it's done. And I have some back matter stuff I need to write as well, but yeah, about 68,000 words. And I've only got 2 more chapters to write, which are shortish. I'm hoping to keep them both under or around 1,500 words or so. And the rest of the book is basically almost at final edit. I just need to put it through the Pro Writing Aid program that I paid for, and then I'm going to send it off to the proofreader once it's done. So yeah, it's going to be a quick sort of final edit. I'll read over it one more time as well, and then Pro Writing Aid, then the proofreader. But yeah, I mean, I put a lot of work into trying to get it all edited as well as writing it sort of thing. I didn't want to have to like write the first draft and then spend days working on the second draft because I changed so much in the book at times sort of thing. So I needed to make sure the stuff in the back, I guess, was all like up to date with the new story basically. That required a bit of work and a lot of stuffing around, but it's done at least. So I'm just so glad that I've edited most of it, because probably what turns me off the writing part so much is if I've got to edit like 20,000 words or something. Just editing wears you down. And I think it's because I spent like a year and a half in editing hell on Heir to a Lost Son. And speaking of that, I can't even imagine spending a year and a half or more, nearly 2 years on a book these days. Like, Raid Slayer has been nearly 7 weeks or something, and it feels like it's been an eternity, basically. So I guess things have just changed so much for me since I released Heir to a Lost Son. I guess I had a much better idea of what I was doing, and by sticking through the pain of that, I actually learnt a lot from it. So I'm not upset at myself that I didn't get Raid Slayer done. I did write maybe 20,000 words in the last week and a half or week or something like that. I should keep better track of how many words I've written. But yeah, like it's been a lot bigger than I originally thought. I mean, if you remember, I was saying 6,500 words or something at the start. So then obviously I changed plans. But yeah, 67k. I mean, I haven't written a book that long this year. The Sarah Online books are about 47k words each. And my Rage of a Lost Son was 20,000, and Ruins of a Lost Son, which I mostly wrote last year, was 25,000 words as long. And I think that's all I've released this year. Gets hard to remember, but I think so. It hasn't been overly productive. I mean, it was a productive year early on. I had the 4 books out, although 2 were mostly written last year. And then, yeah, the Vasara Online books, and then all that stuff happened with Amazon page read, so I got burnt out. But yeah, Raid Slayer's definitely got me back into the writing, and I had so much fun writing it. And yeah, I mean, I just had a blast. I probably had more fun writing this book than any since, say, Vasara Online. And maybe I even had more fun writing this than Vasara Online, because I had a better idea what I was doing with litRPG. Because yeah, I had to spend many hours setting stuff up for Visara Online, how it all works and all that sort of stuff. So as I could borrow a lot of the stuff from Visara Online to put into Raid Slayer, that saved me a lot of time early on. Not that it's all exactly the same, but I'm definitely borrowing a lot of the game systems from Visara Online, so it definitely saved time. And I will say with Raid Slayer, it's never felt like work writing it, and I'm looking forward to starting to write book 2. I I haven't planned out the last 2 books, although I have some ideas of what's going to happen in them. I need to plan out the game world aspect as well as the real world aspect as well, as that's going to play a part in the game, in the books. But I probably should start planning stuff better, but I never do. I've added quite a few plot elements to book 1 that are obviously going to carry over to book 2, so I'm hoping I can I have enough to get another, say, 67,000 word book or thereabouts, and the same for book 3, which I need to set up a lot of stuff for in book 2. That's a problem with pantsing, I guess, that you just hope that you're adding enough into book 1, especially if you release book 1 anyway, that can carry over to book 2 to make it a full book as well. I mean, it's always a bit scary, I suppose, when you're writing a new series, you're starting out in book 1, are you adding enough to it? Is there enough plot, like subplots and stuff, that can carry over to pad out books 2 and 3? Now, I don't mean pad out in a bad way either. Yeah, so maybe I will have to sit down and try to write a detailed plan, or at least all the ideas and where I can put them and stuff like that, either in book 2 or 3. I mean, I write down ideas as I get them in a special file for future books, but it's not all organized or anything, so anyway, I'll work on that at some point. I need to get Visaria out of the way pretty quickly if I can, because I want to at least release Raid Slayer 2 to 3 weeks within by the time Visara Online Book 3 comes out. So, and I'm thinking of maybe doing a 2 week pre-order for Raid Slayer. I'm not sure yet. That just, at least the book's out there, and maybe I can run ads on it, and because I'm probably going to put it up at $2.99. And as well as that gives me more time to work on Visaria Online. But anyway, I think I'll go into the launch, what I'm going to do for launch in a future video, because that's a whole topic on itself, basically. I mainly hope when I do get into Visaria Online, after I send Raid Slayer off to the proofreader, that it's going to be easy. Like, the character voice is different. You know, obviously what's happening in the book is completely different. Yeah, it's going to be maybe a challenge, maybe not. I mean, I did find getting into the Lost Sun books again pretty easy, so I'm really hoping I can, you know, catch up on where I was and what's happening. I think I have to rewrite a chapter, but maybe I'll reread over that chapter and actually see if I do, because who knows. But yeah, and then, yeah, go straight into it. It shouldn't be too bad. I really hope it's not, because that's going to be annoying. And with the page reads things I mentioned last time, it seemed very few people actually got hit by page reads, and a few that did actually got their page reads back. The one I saw on Keyboards who'd lost 800,000 page reads actually got theirs back, and a sort of an apology from Amazon, which is cool. I hope this is a sign that Amazon went through with what they suggested they might do, which was to take what page reads that they think are illicit away before you actually see them. So I really hope that's the case. So at least when you have a new book, if you've got it in KU, which none of mine are in KU anymore, but if you have a book in KU and you're getting page reads, you can at least be fairly confident that they're legitimate page reads and Amazon isn't going to take them away. Or if they do, maybe they'll hand them back like they did with that other person. So it probably is going to mean I'm going to release Raid Slayer into Kindle Unlimited, because I just don't see the point of going wide with it, because those, like litRPG, Harem, just doesn't do well wide. I mean, it's not just me saying that, it's a lot of people saying that, and KU is definitely where most of the readers for those genres are. So why wouldn't you go where most of the readers are, sort of thing. And I want to support the wide stores, but they're a bit more, I don't know, traditional publish focused, I don't know. I still vaguely intend to do a book on going wide one day, because it's a video on going wide. It's definitely an experience, and things are quite different wide than being on Amazon. But I will say this now, I love the freedom of being wired. I wouldn't be giving Visara Online Book 1 away for free if I wasn't wired as a newsletter bonus. So, yeah, like, you just can't do stuff like that if you're in Kindle Unlimited, unless the book isn't obviously in Kindle Unlimited. So, yeah, it's definitely the freedom of being wired is a great thing. So in the coming week, I hope to be done with Raid Slayer, hopefully tomorrow, Saturday, as this video is coming out a day late. And yeah, all I've got really, finish those chapters, to put it through Pro Writing Aid, off to Proofreader. Then I'm hoping I get some time over the weekend to get into Visara Online Book 3. I mean, I probably should have a day off because I've worked my butt off, but we'll see. When it comes to writing, I like to just use any free time I have to do it if I can. So, and I haven't been doing much marketing stuff. So yeah, I want to focus on the writing stuff at the moment. And sales-wise, it's still about the same, 5 to 6 copies a week without it running any ads. So that's great. Well, thanks for listening, everyone. Take care.
Thanks for listening to Riley's Indie Author Journey podcast. Please subscribe and share the podcast with your author friends. Have a good author week writing and selling your books. Until next time, take care.